I bought my first new car in 1997. It was a teal Nissan Altima. As far as non-luxury mid-size sedans go, I think the Altima was pretty top-notch back then. It was not as sexy to me as the Mazda 626, but it was more reliable and with a lower price point, and it was nowhere near the workhorse that the Honda Accord has always been, but it was more stylish, I thought. In the 1990s, American cars were starting to get their footing again after a rough time in the 70s and 80s, but I still wasn't even going to look at a Taurus or a Cavalier. My only gripe about the Altima was that it was 1997 and a CD player was not standard. So I had to get the tape deck on it, and it was not a great one. I bought one of those cassette player adapters for my portable CD player, and that seemed to work fine, though that's a lot of wires and extra stuff everywhere. Still, it did the job, and I could sing along to any and all cast recordings I wanted to. Kiss of the Spider Woman, Chess, Sunset Boulevard, and yes, suckers, even Jekyll and Hyde. I was desperate to get rid of cassettes from my life at that time, not necessarily because of audio fidelity, just because of storage. Like driving around. Like the narrow body CDs were not only easier to store in your home, but they could be kept in albums. So unlike cassettes, you could carry like 100 or more CDs with you in your car in something the size of an overstuffed Trapper Keeper. But years later, I kind of miss cassettes. Like I miss the ka-chunk of the deck and of the buttons. I miss being domed by the cassette's refusal to shuffle or skip. You want to hear this album? Well, you're gonna have to hear it tip to tail. Sure, magnetic tape warps and fades, but CDs scratch and fail entirely. So my car today has a touch screen. There's no buttons or slots. I don't even own a home stereo, just a Bluetooth and a TV soundbar. Not like the massive Pioneer rig with Sennheiser 600s that Betty has for listening to relaxation tapes in this week's film opera. The only audio, the only 80s audio tech I have left is this little RCA tape recorder. So listen to this shit. Just listen to the sounds.
To your tummy. As you breathe out, imagine the air flowing down your arms and out through your hands.
We won't listen to that autogenic recording from the NHS from 1996 that I bought on eBay back when we were making Within the Wires for the first year of that. There you go. Hi, Cecil.
Hi, Jeffrey.
So you're almost the same age as I am. What was the first CD you ever bought?
Oh,
Because we
man.
grew up in cassette time, or we were
Ooh,
born in
okay.
cassette time.
Well, it's hard because I'm trying to parse out. Do you remember when you'd go to Target
Mm-hmm.
or Sam Goody and you
Mm-hmm.
would get like the long sleeve of
Mm-hmm.
your cassette so that way you didn't steal it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when you would go and it was like the size of I don't fucking like nothing like a very long book. And
Uh-huh.
then you would take it home and you'd have to get through all the packaging and then it would be just the cassette inside. But that was also like I'm trying to remember when that swapped over. And your question was my first cassette or my
No,
first CD? My
CD.
first CD. Probably Mariah Carey's Emotion,
Okay. Yeah.
maybe. I think it was like I'm trying to remember. I came to contemporary music very late
Mm-hmm.
because my parents had a hi-fi system, um, and they had records from their youth, and we had a record player, and I listened to that and the radio until I was like in high school. So I kind of missed out on the Tiffany, you know, years
Mm-hmm.
of like when everybody else like bought the Batman soundtrack, I missed out on all that because I was listening to like Janis Joplin and Simon and Garfunkel
Yep.
of my parents' generation. So I like had a few years of cassettes and then swapped to CD, and I think it was probably around like Mariah Carey's debut.
Yeah, so like 1990-ish sort
That
of
sounds
thing.
about
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I think mine was like 88 or 89, and I got Paula Abdul's Forever Your Girl
Yep,
because
absolutely. But I
Straight
think I
Up was
had
just a banger.
but
Yeah.
I think I had all that on cassette. Like,
Mm.
I think it took me a long time. Like, I remember my first car was a classic car, and so we didn't have anything. It had the radio.
Yeah. Yep.
And so I just had like a little portable boombox that I would just keep in the back seat. And I
Uh,
would have to like take the cassette and out and like manually just like fiddle around with it in the back seat, which is like the most unsafe thing in the
yeah.
world.
Yeah.
But that's what we did to listen to my Weezer Blue album while driving around.
I,
Oh, you know what actually
mhm.
was one of my favorite CDs? This was like me and my friends in high school. Somebody had, it was like the Time Warner best songs of the 20th century.
Whoa.
And it was like everything from like The Twist, and but it had like TV theme songs, so like the Shaft theme
Okay.
song, the Happy Days theme song, Staying Alive were like weirdly peppered into our collective high school. Like these were our favorite songs. Like I know all the words to Shaft. There's no reason for that, for a like a 90s kid to know that, but it was because of this one best of through the ages kind of CD.
That's so good. I love those. I almost asked the question of, do you remember the first song you downloaded? And I was having a real tough time because I don't really,
Oh,
I
that's
remember
rough.
MP3s being a thing even in the late 90s. And then kind of early on there, we didn't really like go from it went from like CDs to a period of like illegal pirating downloads
Yeah.
before we got into like, because the music industry refused to sell digital copies of
Yeah.
anything for the
Yeah.
longest time.
And
So
it,
Napster and
oh
Kazaa
yeah,
and
that
all
was
that
all
shit.
like pirate
Yeah.
stuff. And even for me, like it wasn't until well after college that I didn't have a laptop, I didn't have a computer. Those things were, what am I doing? Word processing? Come on now. So I didn't have an iPod until a friend of mine gifted me his iPod 1
Wow.
years later. And I was like, wow, I finally get this thing. Now, how do I take my three giant books of CDs and
Uh-huh.
put them onto this stupid fucking thing?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. The I did have an answer for the first song I ever like bought online that I paid for to
Okay.
download. I think
Okay.
it was, I don't even know if this website, I think it was mp3.com, but it was like an early place where like people were like sharing music. But I think early on you could like buy things, I believe, for like
Okay.
99 cents or so. Anyways, it's like early 2000s, and I downloaded a song called The Good Old Hockey Game by Stompin' Tom Connors because I heard it on the radio
Wow.
during hockey season. And it's Stompin' Tom Connors is celebrated Canadian folk singer,
Okay.
amazing storyteller, and Good Old Hockey Game absolutely slaps. And I love
That
that song.
that checks out in your personal history, Jeffrey.
Yep.
That
I
all everything about that story checks
love
out.
sports, love
Yep.
Canadians, love folk music. Yep.
Love folk music, yeah, like love somewhat obscure, but like it sounds like kind of a banger, you know? You're
It's
like,
only
this
obscure in America. I think every Canadian has heard that song to nausea. Okay, so speaking of music, we watched Dario Argento's opera. You've seen
Yeah.
this many times before, right?
I have seen this a couple times.
Yeah.
But you know, here's the thing. This is unfortunately one of those movies that kind of like gives up the gas halfway through for me. Like
Oh
I've
yeah.
seen this movie fully a couple times, but I've maybe seen the first part of it more than that. When
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, I'm good. Because honestly, as soon as Daria Nicolodi dies, I'm out.
Yep. Yep.
Like much like every other Dario Argento movie, I'm like, as soon as his wife is out of this movie, I'm goodbye.
Yeah.
She's the best part about this film.
He just overall, I had a fun time with this movie. I actually, it kind of took me until about the last half of the movie to start settling in a little bit, and like the
Yeah.
last half I was going through a lot of emotions about how, or a lot of feelings about how I whether I thought I was enjoying myself.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but I think it finds there's some humor to it in
Hmm.
its aggressive style. And by the end, I loved the ending of this movie. It's so wild.
Oh yeah.
Is, it reminded me a little bit of Inferno, but I think way more successful in that
Okay.
it's kind of whimsical and imaginative in a way
Mhm.
that doesn't really care about realism or continuity.
No.
And it almost feels borderline fairy tale, or I've used the
Yeah.
example of like kids playing with dolls. Would you like some
Yes.
tea?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
make you
Yeah.
some tea. Like it's just kind of like
Things
first
happen.
draft, best draft.
Yeah. I love that this movie ends with our protagonist Betty literally touching grass,
Yep.
which honestly, best thing for her. Go touch grass, Betty.
Yeah. Yeah. If you've witnessed half a dozen murders in the last like 5 days,
Yeah.
you probably should
You
you know
need to
what?
go. You need to go be friends with that lizard that is
Stop
cruelly trapped under a stick by somebody off camera.
stop and lay in the flowers.
Yeah.
Stop and talk to the flowers is kind of what
Talk to
she
the
does.
flowers, girl.
Yeah. All right, so this movie opens on an eyeball. It is a raven's
I
eyeball.
love it. I mean, this movie is so flawed, much like a lot of Argento. It's
Hmm.
so plot, dialogue,
Hmm.
eh. But look, the costumes and the sets and
Uh-huh.
the overhanded style of it all. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Like,
it's not. I guess this is a giallo movie,
yeah,
right? It's a
Black
black
Love
love
Killer.
killer. It's all in the realm of it's a mystery.
Yeah, who done it?
Who done it?
Lots of deaths.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't it this one kind of doesn't give like we're going to throw 20 characters at you.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Yeah.
It's not
It
too obvious,
it,
but it is a
it was
little.
a little obvious.
It's a
It
little
doesn't.
obvious.
But
There's
I think
literally one person not in the room when the first person gets murdered, and you're going to meet him 2 minutes later.
I think it definitely fits the kind of like cheap mass market trade paperback
Yeah,
sort of style, which is what giallo is named for, the
yeah,
yellow pulp
yeah.
fiction novels,
Pulp
pulp
Fiction.
mystery novels. And I think that Argento really does that pulp fiction-y stuff well
Yeah,
in his movies. And
he
this
weirdly
this yeah.
elevates it.
Yeah.
Like he takes trash and makes it kind of pretty, and is like,
Mhm.
look, something better.
Yeah.
And this is like a Pulp Fiction version of Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I think I have, a lot of us, I think, are enamored by that kind of like the American noir style, which is more
Mhm.
of the fast talking, smoky
Yeah, yeah,
room,
yeah,
lights, street lights
yeah,
coming in through the slats of the smoky office of the PI and the fast talking dame and whatever
yeah,
else.
yeah, yeah.
And Argento is so great because he doesn't do that. He actually makes everything like lush and
Mhm.
colorful and fabulous and sexy. And yeah, I don't know. It's just he puts his own spin on what we get from a mystery noir thriller.
Yeah,
Okay, so I love this setup. All right, we're at the opera house. We're at La
yeah.
Scala or wherever the shit we are. And the prima donna, Mara, is battling with the director because he has chosen to put a junkyard on stage for this
Uh-huh.
production of Macbeth, and he's hired a bird trainer to bring in a
Bird
bunch of
Wrangler
ravens.
that are like, "Quack."
Quack.
She can't handle it.
I wouldn't handle it much either.
Cannot handle it. Um, okay, two things I love about this. One little fun fact, Vanessa Redgrave was hired to be La Diva.
Oh,
She never even made it to set, and for some reason she had to drop out, and she got paid, but it just like completely she had to be rewritten around. But that could have been Vanessa Redgrave. I
amazing.
know, right? Like peak Vanessa Redgrave.
I'm
And
going to tell you that
two,
I think this lady does a great job, though.
it just
She's not
her.
in it much, but where she is, I'm like,
Well,
aces.
what I find interesting about this is that so we're talking about tropes of giallo, and a lot
Uh-huh.
of it is the killer POV, the point of view cam, the killer cam,
Yeah,
which is then going to be copied in Halloween by like a lot of, et cetera, sort of taken over the pond to America. This is the only movie in which the not killer, a non-killer, gets a POV cam
because
because
the
we never
bird.
see the diva. No, it's like
Oh,
her on
yeah.
stage, and she's like, I cannot work like this. And we hear her voice, and she's like, her little minion is minioning. She's like, here's your shoe that you just threw at a bird. And he's like, he's trying to give it to the camera. And we have this beautiful long shot
Yeah,
of her leaving the stage, walking off stage, yelling at the director, yelling at the thing, like, and we get this sense of space as this diva walks out of rehearsal and then into the lobby where people are trying to beg her to come back,
you're right.
begging her for autographs. We get the like crush of what it must be like to be an opera diva
Uh-huh.
by literally living in her skin.
Yeah.
And then she
You,
gets hit by a car and we never see her again.
no, we see her briefly at home throwing a goblet at
Yep.
the TV.
Girl, yes. What this movie really made me want to go back and watch was Black Swan.
Oh, yeah, it would be an interesting double feature.
Like kind of another take on the diva understudy,
Uh-huh.
the nervous understudy
Yeah.
cracking under pressure film.
Yeah. That one has one of the most harrowing fingernail scenes I've ever watched. Good
Deborah
Lord.
Winger, man.
Mm-mm.
Don't fuck with Deborah Winger.
I promise I will not. So our diva, our prima donna, she's done. She's
Yeah,
not
she
going to
gets
be
hit by
able
a
to
car.
perform tonight. We're supposed to be
It's
doing Macbeth.
it's not a setup.
No.
It appeared like she wasn't pushed.
Yeah.
But weirdly enough, there's a girl. We now cut to a girl who's sitting in, I don't know, a fucking Venetian mansion, I guess.
I guess. Is this
No,
attached to the opera house?
like
Is it?
her apartment is somewhat normal. Like
Uh-huh.
it's old and big, but it's not the Venetian mansion that dude lives in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like real fucking nice. And
Yeah.
she's listening to classical music and she gets a breathy phone call saying, "You're going on tonight." She's like, "What? Who, me?
Are you happy?
What? Is this, I don't know who you are." And then minutes later, oh my gosh, you have to get ready. Daria Nicolodi comes in. Daria Nicolodi is her agent. She's like, "It's your night. La Diva's been hit by a car. This is amazing." And this girl starts crying. She's a little nervous.
Uh-huh.
She's too young. She doesn't have the voice. Macbeth is bad luck.
Hmm.
But Daria Nicolodi's like, smack, 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 smack. Girl, get your shit together.
That's a great opportunity. And I do love the over explaining of this scene. Like it's really funny because like we get it. Yeah, the
Yeah.
star got injured.
Yeah.
So now the understudy has to go on. She's nervous.
Yeah.
People have to pep talk her.
Yeah.
It goes on for a while, but I didn't find it objectionable. It's just also simple. Like I was just kind of
Yeah.
delighted by the simplicity of it.
It's
They
real
say
simple.
that the word Macbeth is unlucky to say in the theater. Do you believe in that superstition? I don't
No.
think that's true at all. And I'm like, okay, okay. God bless you guys.
It's the same with the soprano, the sex habits of the soprano. I was like,
Oh my God.
you're like, okay, you're making a meal out of this one thing that I think should have been like an hors d'oeuvre at
Right.
best.
Right.
We also meet our director, who is very like, I love this director character because again, there's this fun sense of meta.
Uh-huh.
He's a horror movie director
Yes.
who kind of doesn't give a shit. He's kind of a nihilist
Uh-huh.
who is now directing an opera because he thought it'd be cool. isn't that Argento?
Yeah.
Isn't that just Dario Argento in
Yep.
like character form?
Yep. Yeah. So we've got Marco, and we've also got Stefano, who is our stage manager,
Yeah.
boyfriend, or like,
He's the like fresh-faced little guy.
yeah. And Mira is Daria Nicolodi. That's the agent.
Yeah.
And we'll also meet Julia, who is the
Mhm.
costume, not designer, but a wardrobe, head of wardrobe.
She is the this is a one-woman show, apparently. She ain't got no help.
No.
There's so many things about what's so funny is that like having worked for, like a not an opera before, but like a large scale theater, I'm like, that's not how this shit works.
No.
Like you're not taking the costume to the director. Like it's not, no, there's the producer. They're the ones that are kind of fucked with this situation. The
Yeah.
director has left town already,
Yeah. Yes,
but
yes.
whatever. Okay, fine.
Yeah, like any, I feel like this way about most movies is that whatever industry is featured in that film, it is going to be so shorthanded that
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
almost unrecognized. This is why have a hard time. I don't watch a lot of sports movies because they're
Oh, sure.
just like we just don't have helicopter hits in football like this. Like not every hit is bone crunching. The guy flies in the air and does 3 flips.
It's
The same
not
way
like
with theater. Yeah.
it's not Jerry Maguire. It's not Jerry Maguire all the time.
You would never have a costume studio a costume workshop this large and have one person in one
One
person.
person. One person who has to like we're gonna get to it.
Yes.
Anyway,
So yeah, she's
here we
gotta
go.
she's gotta go on. She's gotta do the thing, and we're it's a big night. It's a full
Oh, wait.
house.
But
Oh.
not before we realize there's somebody in her air duct,
That's right.
which I do kind of love.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes no like the Betty, good for you, Betty. I'm like, who the fuck is this kid? Who are you? Because we have a couple things happening here. We have dream sequences,
Yeah. Yeah.
flashbacks, unknown.
Yeah.
So that way,
yeah.
so there's like a fantastical element that continues to happen of these every once in a while, like this kind of violence against this woman, some unknown woman is being like, we just see it kind of see in a dream sequence, like sort of screaming and falling. And we're like, okay, I don't know who this person is, but it seems kind of dreamy.
Yeah.
And then also we see like an 8-year-old girl being like, go, Betty, go. You're going to be great, Betty. So
We're like,
apparently
what's
that's not a
happening?
dream sequence.
No. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna see that's gonna be a little bit like here's the mystery is there's like a shadowy figure in the air duct that we can
Yeah.
see behind the grate. So we're like, uh-oh, that's the killer.
Yeah, totally.
So
But also the killer just called her, so like,
so
did
how
he
did
have, like-
yeah. Well,
Can
we'll
you imagine
find
how
out
long the
later
cord on
that's
that
not
phone
the
is?
killer in her air
yes,
duct.
of course.
Because that's Alma, which we'll get to. So big night. We've got. I love this backstage chaos sort of thing.
It's so good.
You have
It's
this
also not, this is not how this should work. Maybe it is in Italy.
maybe
This might check out for Italy, but it
in the
ain't like this.
1980s, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I love that we have our new prima donna, right, in
Mm-hmm.
Betty, who is being costumed, and all of the other like the hair, makeup, and costume people
Yeah.
are all these other women are around her, like just getting everything right and scrambling, and you've got a stage manager assistant like telling her things. And then meanwhile, you can see over here's the baritone
Uh-huh.
and some other guy from the orchestra smoking.
Fucking smoking a cigarette.
Just
like,
having
yeah.
a cigarette and just not giving a shit.
Ah.
It's such a great shot. Well, meanwhile, as we're preparing for this show, we've got the killer cam sneaking up through backstage, through the audience, sneaking up into the loge level to get to the boxes. And he sneaks into one of the private boxes, and he's got his binoculars to watch. And he zooms in on Betty from the binoculars as she takes the stage, and he says, "You finally returned."
What?
What?
Who do you think I am?
Oh. Then these dream sequences that repeat. So now we get the dream sequence, which features some woman we haven't seen yet, who
Lady
is
in
like
Blue.
Lady in Blue, who is running and screaming,
Yeah.
and then she like falls down. We see it. We have an unknown assailant on
Yeah.
her, but the Lady in Blue does see a blonde woman
Yeah.
standing near this railing with
Who
like
seems
a
who's
hard to parse facial expression. She
Yeah.
seems tied
like,
up.
but she doesn't seem in distress,
No.
which we're going to learn about that later.
Yep. Okay, while the killer is in this private box watching this, some guy comes in. He's like, hey, this is staff only. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You're not allowed in this box. Well, he gets hung up on a coat rack by the back of the neck.
Damn. Like through the like he gets a spinal sacral.
Oh!
Just right there. But then it like kind of in the kerfuffle, in the shuffle of all that violence, a fucking light, like two parkans fall in the middle of Betty's aria onto the ground. And there's, oh my God, sparks flying and people are, oh God, oh. But nobody notices the dead body up there.
No.
The director's off stage. He's like, just stay there, stay there. Just, 1 minute. And they're getting the thing cleaned up. Keep going. And they jump back in. She finishes her aria. And oh my God, she made it. And also there's birds flying at her from every direction.
Yeah.
She catches a bird on her arm and she's singing and she's holding a gun that she never shoots, which is
a
whole other thing. I got to talk about Marco's direction for this opera.
What the living shit is happening?
Like at one point in a later scene, he has his opera diva standing full back to the stage. I'm like, no, absolutely not. Like, I kind of wish that there was a little bit better opera. Like,
I do too,
like
yeah.
the within the movie opera
Uh-huh.
had been a little bit more interesting or a little bit more like dangerous.
Yeah.
It
It is more. I remember. So when I first joined the Neo-Futurists, Desiree Birch, former guest of the show, famous UK comedian now, Desiree Birch had a piece. She was a member of the Neo-Futurists, and she had a piece. I think it was called "What My Family Thinks I Do When I Tell Them I Do Performance Art."
Sure.
And it was her just taking off her shirt with a bunch of Neos dancing around her, chanting, and throwing slices of American cheese onto her.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so you just kind of take this like trope of performance art looks like this, and then you just play it up for the laugh. And I feel like this opera, they're trying to play up the idea that this guy is like a stylized movie director, like a wannabe auteur horror film director.
Yep.
So he's trying to make opera that is
Gritty,
but stylish, like Argento. But I think it's Argento, like Desiree, kind of making fun of her own style.
Maybe.
I think it's Argento because there's like the supers in this are all like just naked women in like
I love that.
I love that. It was great, but it's just the type of thing you think an avant-garde theater director would create.
Yeah.
It's
also what, 1987?
Mm-hmm.
So like, listen, this is actually kind of an interesting side is that we're kind of in the height of the AIDS crisis. So there's going to be like a major revolution in the world of the arts, in which a lot of people are kind of taken off the board.
Yeah.
And we're going to have this sort of the Fran Lebowitz, monologue about how like a lot of those people, the really influential artists were the kind of sexy, cool ones who got laid a lot. And so the second, third, fourth string kind of rise to, so like a major revolution in art is underway. So the idea of putting, oh my God, you put an ugly, crashed airplane on stage. Ugh, it's so disgusting. But like, this is where people are thinking, like, let's shake things up.
Yeah.
Let's dirty up the high-minded art forms.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I I agree with you too that I wish that the opera staging were more interesting and I think ultimately just like competent because I
Yeah,
clock that too where there's some weird continuity things about having this giant junky but intriguing plane crash set to
yeah.
open. But when we see the opera later, it's got a more like classical monochromatic drab
It's
like
a big old stair. It's a big old
stairwell.
staircase.
Like it's very like Greek looking shit. And
Let's just say Ming Cho Lee hasn't happened yet. You
right,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
he's not like he's on the verge
Uh-huh.
of kind of revolutionizing what theatrical sets are and could be.
Uh-huh.
And actually, honestly, the giant floating skull above
That
the stage, it's kind
dig.
of it's a little Ming Cho Lee.
Hmm.
If you don't know Ming Cho Lee, go look up his sets because he almost single-handedly kind of redefined what we think of theatrical sets
Yeah.
for the 21st century.
Well, after this big ovation, here's our third element that you mentioned earlier. It's just it cuts to this little girl sitting on her bed watching the opera on
Oh, that's right.
television.
It's
And
televised,
she's
right?
televised, and so the little girl is like clapping and being like, "Well done, Betty, you are beautiful."
But it was so quick. I was like, what the
Who the
fuck was
fuck is
that?
that? I wrote little sister.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just was like, "Oh, does she have a family? Does she like her
Yes.
mom and her little sister or something?"
Slash also the dubbing is like, who did this voice?
It's
Who did this to you? Because they need to be stopped.
this little British family,
Betty. Oh yeah, I know this whole family.
this
Like,
mother and daughter, because the Cockney sex
I
worker
know, right?
mom
Who
is
do you think I am? I'm your neighbor.
but then her little posh daughter. What is this combo of
What is
accents?
happening?
Okay,
What
so
is this building? I want to see it. I'd rather see a movie made about the people just in this building.
yeah, I want to see Italian only murders in the building
That's it.
set at this
Oh my
apartment.
God. Okay, next season of Only Murders in the Building,
Takes place here.
Giallo. No, it's just Giallo style.
God, I would love that. We know Michael Cyril Creighton. We can call him and see if
Yeah.
he has any word.
Like you just see that black cloud. It's just like floating shots through like some Manhattan
Uh-huh.
building. Martin Short's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there.
Okay, so then it cuts to Mara, the prima donna, the diva
Oh
who was
shit.
injured. She
She's
is at
pissed.
home with her leg propped up because she's home from the hospital, I guess, and she just curses the television and throws her wine goblet at it.
And her like super tall, handsome gay assistant is like, come on now. Be a good sport.
Uh-huh. Okay, so afterwards, everyone's so excited for Betty, but like Betty during her aria, when she could hear screaming from the one of the
Yeah.
private boxes, and no one else could.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Afterwards, she's getting all this congratulations. So a couple of things she gets Julia, the costumer,
Hmm.
comes in as
You were
congratulates her.
amazing.
Julia's lines up until the point where she gets murdered is
Uh-huh.
always, "Oh my God, you look and sound great. I hate this director. He's
This director,
bonkers."
yeah, like too much.
Yeah.
He's too much.
But also, I'll skip ahead because I just think it's funny. The tall, handsome, gay assistant of Mara comes in
Yeah.
with a gift for her, and it's a little gift from Mara, and it is a bottle of what we learn to be ginseng. Like a
Ginseng.
ginseng. That is what it said on the text.
Oh.
That it's a bath. It's like it's a bath oil,
Oh, okay. Because I was like, oh, it's perfume. But it's
or
like
it could be an oil. It could be a
it's like
perfume.
a
Yeah.
perfume that because I think then Julia's like, oh God, no, La Diva always stank of that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like an old-fashioned perfume.
Yes. I thought it was like an alcohol, but then they're smelling it and I'm like, "Oh, I realize this must be a perfume." But
Yeah.
the assistant, but she says it with an accent or whoever the woman is that identifies it. She's like she pronounces it Janson,
Janson.
but
It's
on the
Jurgens. It's
Jargon.
Jurgens. Jurgens Abade. Wash
They say it is X body spray.
X
Uh,
Exe?
but yeah, she's according to closed captioning, it is ginseng is
Okay.
what she
Okay.
is
I'll buy it.
aromatizing herself with.
Sure.
But the big one is she gets a stage door Johnny,
Mm-hmm.
who
He's
is
tall, he's blonde, he's kind of beardy, he's
uh
very handsome. He brought her a single flower,
yep,
which I love later. She just tosses that flower down like it's fun. She's like, whatever.
yeah.
But he's like, "Can I get your autograph?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And someone's like, not professor, inspector." And she's like, "Oh, you're a police officer?" It's like, "Yeah, we could be fans of opera too."
Sure.
But there's like a lot of people going in and out, and he kind of gets like shuffled away.
Then Stefano comes in, young stage manager. This is just such a funny moment to me because he comes in, he's like, "Oh yeah, I guess there must be an inspector because yeah, one of the stagehands died tonight.
What?
Anyways, can I get a kiss? You were beautiful."
This is great. Jeffrey.
See, I've been doing it all wrong in asking women
I
out. I need to bring bad news and then bury it quickly and ask
That's
if I
it.
can get a
You're like,
kiss.
yeah, somebody died in the building. Anyway,
Yeah.
do you want to make out?
Did you see
I
what
wanted
did you see what Trump did today? Can I kiss you? Amazing.
It's so like I do love your analogy of dolls having
Uh-huh.
dialogue because it's like the inflection is on the wrong syllable, you know, like the wrong things get accented
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. So like things that maybe 30, 40 years later we're like, no, that's the important bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bit that this scene should be about. Nope, not this.
No.
Not this burgeoning romance. Like the burgeoning romance, we get that. We got that from the moment he kind of winked at her. We're like, great, subtle, cute. We know kind of what their relationship is.
Yeah.
We don't need more of that. What we want more of, tell me more about that thing you said about somebody dying
Yeah, that
during the show.
because that doesn't happen very often.
That's unusual. That's the weird thing.
You know what it is about Argento is there's no emotional continuity.
Yeah.
Because we have to hit the beats. Not to say there's no emotion because he plays
No.
with a
It's high
stylized
emotion.
high emotion, but it's not emotional continuity, right? Like
Yeah.
he's going to have women who scream and freeze in place, but
Yeah.
like to me that lacks emotional
Who shoot
continuity.
3 shots from a gun and then throw that gun down like it's
Yes.
completely unuseful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or, later when she has to like think on her feet to trick the
Yeah.
killer with her words. A brilliant idea, great plan. But also like the seamless way she just moves to, yeah, I just thought of this. I'm gonna go lay in the grass now and look at the flowers and free a
Yeah.
lizard. I'm like, there's a lot to explore with trauma and a lot to
Yeah.
explore with how our minds work in heated moments. He's not interested.
No.
And there's a lot to explore with what it means to have a stagehand that died. Everyone moves through this theater like nothing has happened.
No.
It is like saying, "Oh, did you hear Dave quit?"
Yeah.
Oh, tough. I didn't really know him, so that's kind of how it is treated.
Yeah. Not even that.
Yeah.
Because no one literally no one mentions it.
No.
And also doesn't mention the way in which it happened. Oh yeah, did you hear that he was like crucified on a coat hook? That's unusual.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he tripped backwards.
That wasn't even like that was like a standard issue. You bought it in the lowest bin at Lowe's
Yeah.
coat hanger.
Yes.
Like that wasn't even like a stylized one that
No.
like has a sharp point on it
No.
or something. No. Like you have to really push hard
You
to
gotta push real hard. And that was
pierce
a
skin with
large
that.
man.
Yeah.
That was a big guy.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a party that we never get to
Yeah.
because Betty and Stefano are going to go try to have sex, but we learned that she's kind of like, she's got some sexual issues.
Yeah, I thought this was interesting because as it sort of plays out as we learn more about her mother also had sexual particularities.
Yes, she did.
And So there is something with Betty as well.
Sex and violence.
Sex and violence. Also, before we even get to the scene, there's like this long thing where we have Killer Cam that's actually another one of those flashbacks to the blue dress woman
Right.
and another woman getting killed. Um, but then also we have another Killer Cam moment. The killer breaks into the opera house, goes
Yes.
into the room where they keep the dresses and the birds.
That's not, no, that's, anyway, continue. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And he smashes the glass to take out the dress.
He's
And
obsessed with that dress.
he's obsessed and he cuts it up.
Yeah. He's like, This kind of reminds me of the like, some of the voices remind me very much of one of the things that I like about Black Christmas.
Uh-huh.
The sort of the like you can hear it up close and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you. Like that gross killer voice, I think is
Yeah.
really scary.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Agreed. Well, the Ravens, I like this too. I like the Raven subplot, right?
Yeah.
Is that the Ravens are smart. Ravens are very smart birds, and they
Yeah.
figure out how to open the cage door, and they get out and they attack the shit out of this dude.
Yeah. They like I do kind of love that like they're like, no, animals no. That's another thing about Argento movies. It's like children and animals kinda are like they psychically know who the bad guy is,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep. Well, it basically runs him off, but he
Yeah.
manages to do what he needs to do to the dress. The guard comes in after he's already escaped.
It's like fucking birds.
Yeah. But we're going to learn later that from the bird wrangler, he's like, no, ravens are very, very smart. Crows.
Yeah.
Ravens are very, very smart. And they will remember being slighted by somebody because he
Yeah.
manages to kill like 3 of these birds in
Yeah.
the process
So
of them
they
attacking.
know exactly
They
who
know
the
who
killer
that
is.
they remember. So Chekhov's revenge birds.
Chekhov's Raven.
So
But
yeah,
the
so
killer's having a
Stefano and
busy
Ben.
night, though. Busy
Yeah.
night. He goes from that, and then he sneaks over to Stefano's
Uncles?
palazzo.
Yeah, it's his rich uncle owns this. Like, you're right. It is a Venetian mansion. It is like 30-foot ceilings.
Like marble column. Who lives here? The Pope?
He lives in one of the Vatican museums, right? Like
Yes,
he lives.
Yes, he lives in the gift shop of the Vatican. They just put a bed in.
uh,
That's it. But they're chilling. Like I love this little like Betty. She was kind of a little mousy. She's like, I'm just an understudy, and he's like, I'm just a stage manager. Let's smooch. A very PG kind of relationship. Unfortunately, somebody breaks in.
yeah.
Black Glove Killer breaks in, and he doesn't kill Betty. He ties her to a post. He ties her to one of these marble columns,
hmm
and he takes out a little piece of scotch tape
Uh-huh.
with needles stuck into it,
Yep.
and he puts it right underneath her eyes. This is like the craziest little like eye bag, like those little gold
Yeah.
things you kind of like to keep the poofiness away.
Yeah.
But it makes it so that she can't close her eyes without impaling her eyelids on sewing needles.
I am going to call bullshit on
Yeah,
this device even
Yeah.
working at all. Now, it's because it's not holding her eyelids open. Like you can easily close your eyes without moving the skin under your brow.
Sure.
That's all. I just was watching this being like, yeah, you can close your
What?
eyes.
Yeah.
And also, I think because of not surface tension, what's the word I'm looking for in physics? You know how like you're able to lay on a bed of nails
Oh, yes. You
because
can kind of
it just
distribute.
weight distribution
Yeah,
across those points means that none of them will puncture you. So in the same way, like you got like 6 needles going up there. I'm like, I think you could probably rest your
Just
brow
rest
on
your
top of it.
eyelids.
Yeah, if you just relaxed.
Again, it's like it's more about the image
Yes,
rather than the idea or the
That's
reality.
so much
But
of
the
Argento.
image,
Yeah,
but the image is crazy good of this, like, kind of the like the 2 eyes being it's kind of Clockwork Orange. It's kind of evokes like a Jesus-y crown of thorns kind of thing.
uh huh.
But then she's gonna watch her super cute little boyfriend, her little twink boyfriend, get completely stabbed.
Like somebody uses the phrase butchered, and they're quite right.
Yes.
This is one. This is a great jump scare because you know it's
Yeah.
coming. He gets
Yeah.
all the way up to her because he gets back from getting them both tea, and he's confused by like, you're tied up with needles under your
Yeah.
eyes,
What
and
the
what
fuck
is
is like? I don't
happening?
even know what I'm looking at.
And he's getting so close to her, and you're wondering, how long is the killer going to let this go
Yeah.
on? Is he going to? And then just suddenly there is a knife right to his
Yeah.
gullet, like
Yeah.
in
Through
under the jaw, up
through
through his tongue.
Oh. A
And
plus. A
A
plus
plus,
Argento.
really great, really good jump scare, built the tension, really gross, really like you can feel it,
Yeah.
like that soft
And
spot.
also he's shirtless and he's very kind of like smooth and hairless. So like
Uh-huh.
the blood is very glistening. Again, nothing looks sexier than Argento blood on
No.
skin. You know, it's Italian Vogue.
I was surprised by how violent this particular death was, meaning because his deaths are pretty creative,
Yeah.
right? Like Giallo deaths, you get like, oh, is it Fulci that had like the full piece of wood through the
Yes, the
eyeball and
wood
shit
through
like
the
that?
eyeball. Like it's like a little mouse trap
Yeah.
of death.
This one, the repeated stabbing because you keep seeing him try to like stop the knife
Oh
and
yeah,
then
it's
like
like through
cut
the
his hand
hand. Yeah.
and then cutting his chest. It is a it feels more like axe murder, chop, chop, chop,
Yeah,
chop,
yeah.
chop, and less stylized, which I'm not mad about. I actually kind of
Yeah.
think it sets the tone for the brutality of this
Yeah.
killer. But usually I rely on Argento for gross, scary, but ultimately like stylized looks, and this one
Like,
was
why did
slasher.
she fall? Why did she fall into a room that's entirely made out of razor blades?
Yes, yes,
Why
yes,
is that room there?
totally.
Why
What?
does she have to go through this?
Yeah. But at the end of the night, he cuts her ropes. The killer cuts her
I
ropes
know.
and leaves.
Yeah.
And she goes out at night in the rain, finds a phone booth, anonymously calls in the murder to the
Yeah.
cops.
Somebody's dead at this address. Who's calling? Nope.
You're
No
like,
time. Can't nope. Don't have time for that.
oh, but Cecil, who's out? What? Why is the director Marco just out driving
I
around at
know,
this
it's
neighborhood at this
weird.
time of night? This is the best this movie will do at misdirecting you from who the killer is.
But it's not because we literally like we saw the director off stage telling her to keep singing
That's
and
right.
somebody got
Right.
murdered.
Yeah. While
That's what
somebody
I'm
was
saying is
getting,
like this
yeah.
movie it's not a tenebrae. You know,
No.
it doesn't the suspense is less in who it is.
Yeah.
It's more in how are they going to get caught.
You're right. You're right. All right. So
He kind of
she,
talks her
mhm.
down.
He takes her home. He offers to stay, and she's like, "No, you got to get back to you. Probably have a jealous girlfriend back at home. You
Which
should
he
probably go
does.
see her." Yeah, which he does. But this is also where she's going to tell him everything that happened.
Yeah, she lays it all out for him.
And she says, I've had this recurring childhood dream of a man with a
Oh,
black hood on and black gloves, and
yeah.
he, um, you know, it's very scary. And so to see that in real life is really horrifying. Um,
He seems nonplussed.
yeah.
He's
He's like,
"Oh,
oh, that's a
that's
bummer.
weird.
Sorry about that.
Anyway, do you want me to just lock your door? Put the chain on for extra protection.
Yep.
You'll be fine.
Yep.
See you tomorrow."
And then we have a moment when she's going to bed. We just hear, but it's through the grate. But
Mhm.
I wasn't really connecting the two. We just hear we see her through the grate. So I'm thinking, oh, the killer is watching from the air
Yeah.
duct again.
Yeah.
But then we hear that little girl's voice go, "Don't cry, Betty. Don't cry."
I don't like
What?
it.
I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't like it.
No.
Unless you're a Victorian ghost, there's no need for this.
I love the most European, but the most Italian couple is Marco and his girlfriend.
Oh
Because
yeah.
so they're reading the reviews. This is just such
Yeah.
a funny scene to me. They're reading the reviews in the paper the next day, which are all stellar performance by this brand new soprano,
Yeah.
Betty. What a
We can't
stunner.
believe, yeah, we can't believe she maintained her composure.
But this production is trash.
It is so ugly.
Uh,
He's like, whatever.
yeah.
And then his underwear model girlfriend, who literally,
She's like, I literally flew here and skipped a fashion show
like,
to see
I
your.
took 3 planes to get here
Yeah.
and missed a fashion show so I could listen to you mope.
Uh-huh.
But even he's like, she's like, I've heard you get, last time you got bad reviews from the press, you were like furious. And now
It
you're,
it was because the last time you got a bad review, but your lead got a good review, you were
yeah,
mad. But
yeah,
this time you don't seem mad that she got a good review and you got trashed.
yeah.
You want to
What's
sleep
up?
with her, don't you?
I
He's like,
know. I
maybe.
don't know. Whatever.
But also, this actor playing his girlfriend, she's so great because she doesn't really look that mad
No,
about
no.
it.
It's,
So Italian.
Italians.
Oh, God bless you, Europe. All right. Well, back at the Opera House the next day,
Oh,
Inspector Allen is interviewing.
Blondie Beardy.
Yes, the bird. Oh, okay. So again, the bird wrangler is like, I think it was that dastardly diva Mara who
You're
killed.
like, she's got a fucking broken foot. What are you,
Yeah.
what?
Also, we saw her at home the night of the. But anyways,
Like, she's not sneaking into the opera. I mean, she might.
maybe.
But I think this feud with the birds is one-sided at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. But Julia's got to go mend this fucking dress that got shredded,
I know, it's weird.
and which it was interesting to me that like her whole sense of mending it was let's just cut the rhinestones off and re-sew them on. I'm like, I saw him like cutting straps and whole swaths of fabric on this thing.
Yeah. Like, what?
The rhinestones aren't the issue, my
Are you
friend.
just going to remake the dress? Why are
What?
you anyway? I don't think
it
that's how costumes
it
work.
was all an excuse to show a close up of her utility knife
I know, which is,
cutting
and
buttons off,
I
basically.
do love the extreme close-ups that we get in a lot
Mhm.
of Argento films, and it's very commercial.
Mhm.
It's like when you see especially 80s commercial, like
Right,
an extreme close-up of like a very beautiful shiny object.
right. Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. Again, also, it is all just style. It's all about
It's
how
again,
things
if
look.
Italian Vogue
Hmm.
included murders.
So this, we talk about the horror tropes of let's split up, right?
Oh, sure,
Is
yeah.
always the thing that we have to do. Well, we've already set up this killer's MO, which
Mhm.
is when Betty's alone, we're gonna tie her up,
Yeah.
we're gonna pin her eyes open, and then when the other friend comes back in the room, we're gonna make Betty watch us brutally kill
Hmm.
this person. So two things. One, Julia notices on the dress somebody sewed a bracelet to it, which was not at all part of the dress before.
Weird.
So we're like, that's strange. And this is pure gold. And they
Yeah, like
notice
this is not the junk jewelry that I normally work with.
no, and there's something etched, but it's really tiny and kind of faded. I know I have a magnifying glass.
Oh
Here,
my
let me
God.
go in the other room
Yes,
to find it.
girl.
And I'm like, oh, well, here we go.
Here we go. Now, I do love, so like in this workspace, they've got glass cases of costumes from previous operas. You've got a Madame Butterfly, you've got a Carmen,
Uh huh.
and I really love when Costume Lady comes back, Julia's in one of like she's like a mannequin. Like
Yeah.
there's something about putting her in a little glass box
Uh huh.
that is like again just amps up the image of it. Like it makes that image of her being trapped and like caged with her little crown of thorns eye jewelry,
Yeah.
even more potent.
Yeah.
So again, gorgeous to look at. Do not question how it happened, why it happened.
How he got all of that
No,
together so
no,
fast.
no.
Well, Julia comes back out. He attacks her.
With an iron?
Well, okay, so first there's a moment where he knocks her down. She drops the bracelet. She grabs it before he can
Yes.
and
She's like, oh,
starts
you
to
want
run.
this?
She's like, "Oh no, this guy," because he puts it. I think the idea is he puts it in her mind that he's just a jewelry thief, like a pickpocket on the street, is what I think is
Oh.
happening. Because she just is about the bracelet at this point, and then he chucks an iron at her, hits her in her back,
Oh no,
drops her.
I think he really wants that bracelet. Like he needs that bracelet because listen, when that bracelet gets lost down her gullet, he's going to go
But
in the wrong way.
true, but then the scene that follows is him going outside to
Oh
that
yeah,
little like fountain. He rinses
washing it
all the
off.
blood off of it and then just drops it down the drain.
I know what?
Well, I think the idea is that it's about the staging of what's happening. It's not
Oh,
about he doesn't care about the bracelet. The bracelet was the MacGuffin.
okay.
And so I think again, playing with dollies to set up the
Yeah.
scene. It doesn't hold together, but I think the idea is he doesn't want Julia to think right away that she's getting murdered. He's trying to
Okay.
stage a whole thing for Betty to watch.
Oh, yeah, like
It's
try to
part
make
of
the
the
most
act.
cat and mouse. If it's
Yeah,
just like kind of the first one was here's your boyfriend
I'm
dead.
just gonna butcher him. Yeah.
This one is a little more, and also I think Julia is just like she's just a tougher character.
Hmm.
Like she fights back
Yeah. Well,
until she doesn't.
yeah. You guys, I know a lot of you out there listening probably aren't fighters. You're probably not a person who's like, I want to go to the gun range this weekend. I want to go hunting. I want to butcher my own animals and my own
I
meat.
like crushing beer cans on my
Yeah,
forehead, you know.
if you're like me and Cecil, you're probably not that person. You're probably not the more aggressive, violent type or ready to fight. But if you are in a situation where you do have a killer upon you and you manage to knock them out with an iron to the back of the head, I need you to be willing to finish the job.
Yeah.
And I know it's just an exercise. I don't want you in the habit of killing people or things for no
Well, I would
reason.
say, listen, I would say there's a couple of options.
Mm-hmm.
If you're truly nonviolent, tie them up
Mm-hmm.
while they're still like,
Mm-hmm.
but start with the hands first,
Yeah.
or
It's
just kill them.
yeah, I think tying up is tough because if they're doing like he's
It
doing,
might
which
take
is
too long.
faking dead,
Yeah, that's true.
you while they're faking dead, you're gonna need to like pound their head a couple more
Yeah.
times with that iron.
Yeah.
That's horrifying to think about, but more horrifying to think about is having them stab you in the gut with a pair of scissors. I do
Yes.
love Julia's gumption to be like, well, fuck you, you can't have the bracelet, and she swallows it before she
I
dies.
know.
And so then he has to cut her open. He has to spatchcock that Julia
Yes, he does.
to get that bracelet out.
Yeah. Yeah. But then he just drops it down the drain. He's like, I don't need that anyway.
No. I love
And also
that. Yeah,
we never learn what the date on it was or what it meant.
never mattered.
Never figured out who, I mean, assuming it was Betty's mother, but got no answers.
I think the whole idea was it was just to stage. I loved the moment when he just ditches the bracelet because the bracelet was so important. And at
Until it
this
wasn't.
moment, until it's not, because it let me know, anyways, that the killer is all about. The killer is as operatic a director, right? He's staging
yeah.
a big production. He's theatrical. Well, Betty runs into
Girl.
Inspector Allen at her apartment.
And she's like, it's happened again. He's like, oh, fuck. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Okay, go upstairs, totally lock your, like, no, really, you gotta lock your door, Betty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check some, like, and she's like, no, I want to stay with you. He's like, well, you can't.
Yeah.
because that would be good policing, and we're not interested in that right now.
No.
But I will send my lieutenant, Michele Soave, who is
Uh-huh.
also my bestie in
Uh-huh.
real life.
Uh-huh.
He's going to come by. How will I know it's him? He'll say Michele Soave.
Yeah. Oh, in the movie he's Danielle
Oh,
Suave.
Danielle Soave. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
But this is but in real life it's Michele Suave, who is
Yeah.
also, I think, in Demons. I think he's the
Demons, Cemetery Man.
yeah. Uh all right. So Daniele Suave, my assistant will meet you later. Only let him in.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Anyways, I okay.
What?
This is the point in the movie where I'm starting to lose my grip a little
Yes.
bit
Yeah.
on who fucking Betty is. Like,
What
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 is
is
her deal? What's your thing? Like, how does your brain work? There are a lot of cutaways to just a brain like
literally
pulsing
just
on
a
the
brain?
screen. And
And like thump 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 thump, and then that thump thump, I kind of like the like pulsing of the camera. I think it's a really cool effect.
I do
But I'm
too.
like, is Betty doing all this? Is Betty killing all these people?
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's what she does is she goes back to her apartment. She's so fucking chill. She
She's gonna
decides
listen to some La Boheme.
she's going to listen to a relaxation cassette that
I
then
know.
plays opera during it.
There's nothing but the sound of the music.
Yes.
Listen to the sound of the music.
But also just her whole like demeanor. I feel like
Chill.
this was the first scene they shot and they didn't tell this actor what movie they were in. Because
Yeah,
she's just walking around like, "Hey, I live in a nice ass apartment.
I know.
I must be in a romantic comedy.
Chill.
Bet I'll meet the man of my dreams." But she also puts in eye drops
Well, because
because
she's
her
had her
eyes hurt.
eyes have been forced open.
Yep.
It's like, again, it's it's like Clockwork Orange. Like,
Yeah.
you need to,
Yeah.
you gotta moisten.
Gotta moisten.
Unfortunately, she uses KY jelly
She
to
does
do this.
use. Oh my god.
She puts KY jelly directly into her eyeballs. And then it becomes the like, knock, knock, knock. Hey, it's Daniele Soave. Oh, yeah, come on in, girl. Hey, do you want a tea? No, I'm good. I'm just gonna sit in your living room. Okay, let me know if you need anything. Bye-bye. Sorry, I have something in my eye. I can't. And it's like the like Barbara Walters Vaseline on the lens.
It is, and she can't see shit. And also, my thought was, is her whole idea that the police are sending a detective to her just to stand guard over her?
Yes.
My thought would be that, like, because when she ran into Alan downstairs, and he tells her all this when she runs into the head inspector downstairs, tells him all this, this is the first he's hearing about it from her. In that scene, the whole
That's right.
idea was,
Yeah,
why
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
you tell any of this before?
That's right.
That you were there the night that the stage manager was killed, or
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Um, it's just it's these horrible things,
I
and I
don't
was too
want to talk.
scared.
I don't even want to think about it.
And so he's like, yeah, go upstairs, lock your doors. I'm sending a detective to you later. And so my thought was, well, that detective's going to need to get a report from her. She
Right?
just kind of like blows it off and is like, well, you do whatever. I'm going to lay down. What?
Yeah.
You never want to
It
put eyes on this man? You never want to
no.
see nothing? You never want to like sit and talk at all?
Well, it's like,
And
and
how
he
does he
doesn't want to do
know?
that either. Yeah,
And
like he's not like, I have some questions for you, Betty Betterson of Beddington Lane. Where were you last night?
and how does because is this Suave? This is Suave in the apartment, right? To start.
Is it?
Okay.
Yes. Is it? I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't think so.
It.
I think there's real Suaves downstairs.
Yeah.
That's who Mira runs into.
Uh huh.
Killer gets into the apartment, hangs out, smokes a cigarette, like, has a
Yeah.
bottle of J&B
Uh
ready,
huh.
has a glass, But then when Mira comes in, he overhears their conversation, which Mira's like, no, I ran into Suave downstairs, so that's the killer. He hears that and he kind of like sneaks out.
Yeah.
And then he re-enters,
Uh-huh.
or not re-enters, but like is like, hey, look, I've got a gun.
Yeah.
I got a badge. Look at my badge.
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, you're a freaking psycho. And then he shoots Daria
Through the
Nicolodi prematurely in the head. And the best part about this movie, he dies.
Yep.
Not the best part, but
No, but
we
Daria
stand Daria.
Nicolodi is
We stand Daria Nicolodi.
she is not in this movie very much at all, sadly.
But like even the bit she is in, I love this little like the girls are like, oh fuck, let's just hide in the kitchen.
Yes.
Oh no, now what? Now we're in a kitchen.
They have knives in a kitchen. I have a
There's
knife
knives.
now.
I need a knives. And it's just, I don't know. I just love watching. Like Daria Nicolodi is like she's the Marlon Brando of these fucking movies. In that, like, you can see on her face the small connective tissue that is acting.
Yeah.
Of like one thought leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. Versus, listen, nothing against Christina Marzalock, Marzaloch, but it's a little like she's just kind of like terrified and stunned the entire movie.
Yeah. So the idea is that this is not the real inspector in her apartment.
I don't think the inspector
later
ever makes it up. It's
and
he's like parked downstairs.
Well, he does make it up at some point in time because his dead body is in the apartment.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. What I think has happened is this is my guess, the real Daniela Suave detective is the man who came to the apartment.
Oh. And came in the first time and
came in the
chilled
first time, chilled
room.
in the living room. He's having a cigarette, reading a paper. But it is later, because then when Mira comes in, she calls up, and then she gets let in. Then they're like, "Oh no, oh no, you're right.
Guy?
It has to be the killer as Suave to start with." The whole idea is that Mira comes in, but then there is then the killer's on the loose.
Yeah.
They hide, or they think the killer's on the loose, actually. They hide in the kitchen.
But but Daria Nicolodi sees through the keyhole somebody leaves the apartment.
Yes.
So it could be either one. It's Schrodinger's killer. Schrodinger's black glove killer. It is both the killer and not the killer at the same time.
Yeah.
Because
anyways, the point being is that
way.
When Mira comes in to talk to her, she's like, "Oh, and I met that detective Suave downstairs." And she's like, "Oh, but he's here." And then they go look in the living room and he's not there. That's where they're like, "Oh shit, hide in the kitchen, do whatever." Then the detective leaves. They think they're okay, but then the detective is trying to get back in. It is the killer this time.
Because that man shoots her in the eyeball.
Through the keyhole, we get a stylized side shot of her getting shot through the eye and the back of the head.
Shoots the phone in the process.
Yep. And
we got a little bit of a like, I'm going to get you. But like Betty has a fucking pistole. Like she has a gun.
Yeah.
She shoots at him a couple times, and you can see the killer is very frightened.
Yeah.
But then she just kind of like,
she just ditches it and runs. But in the process of the killer, so a couple of things. She distracts the killer by opening her window.
Yes.
And throwing a pillow outside, which is weighed down with 1,500 pounds of feathers and explodes and beautifully drifts away in the street. So
gorgeous. Ties a bed sheet there, which I was like, is she signaling for help? She cranks up the opera.
She's making it sound like she's staging like she escaped.
Yes, but girl,
I know.
Girl,
well, and then she's gonna hide behind a lace curtain.
I know, right?
That is completely
like
see-through.
Like one sheet is gonna get you down 4 stories,
but
you're gonna fall on a single pillow.
She tracks the killer. She like follows him and she's holding the knife, but then stumbling out of the kitchen is a man, and she realizes he's
Oh,
got a
that's
knife.
right.
He
That's
has
right.
already been
He's been
stabbed.
stabbed. Yes.
And she looks down at his identification, and it is Daniela Suave.
Yeah. So I think it is the real killer in hanging out in her apartment.
Uh-huh.
He leaves, kills the real inspector, comes back upstairs.
Yes. Okay, so, but
And
she
then
she manages to get Suave's gun at this point, fires,
Yes.
misses. Anyways, she manages to get to, she hears little girl
Betty,
Alma, Betty, up here.
This is the scariest part about this movie, I'm telling you.
And she climbs up into the grate, closes it, and they crawl out this grate.
I watch you all the time, Betty.
And Will, can you shut the fuck up?
I watch you all the time. Your
Shut
voice
the
is so
fuck
beautiful.
up. You're
I love you
scaring
so
me.
much, Betty.
And you're going to alert this killer.
Are you mad at me, Betty?
Child! Shut up.
I live with my mother, but I crawl through the grates. I can get to any apartment in the building because my mother is a whore.
Yeah, just
Tut.
So they crawl through the grates. The killer figures this out pretty quickly because that girl's
pretty easy.
yammering.
Because there's
fucking
nobody,
on
because
and
Killer
on.
Cam tells us there's no one in the apartment anymore.
No. And he's following through, but they duck down into Alma's room, but she gets Alma to shut the fuck up. They lie against the wall. He glances into Alma's room, sees no lights on, sees no people, hears no sound, moves on. Then they go downstairs where Mother is like, "Who's this bitch you brought in?"
Core. I don't know what you're doing here.
It's right with her Cockney
This is
accent.
my apartment, not yours.
Call the police, call the police.
You gotta get out of my apartment.
No, it's Australian.
It's
Never mind.
Australian, but I
Anyway.
love it. I went with like East Texas
Boston?
with mine. Yeah. And
Betty's
yeah,
like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm a bad person. Call the police.
yeah, you better call the police for yourself because
Yeah.
she looks up at the grate and be like, "Well, none of this mattered because we alerted him to our presence anyway."
And then we get, one of the things I love about 80s movies,
Mhm.
no permits. There's like no permits are not a thing that a lot of directors were concerned with getting.
Uh-huh.
So we have a lot of shots of just like on the street.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to put this actress and we're like, okay, walk through the busiest square of, like the Broadway of Rome and look like you're having a fucking mental breakdown. And we're just going to shoot you amongst real ass people. And I love it because I love seeing how people were dressed, what the architecture was like. It was like this when we watch Demons.
Yeah.
Like some of my favorite shots are when you're just driving around whatever city that fucking is, Berlin, I think. Yeah.
And Demons, yeah.
Just like time capsule.
Yeah.
And also watching like this actress just being like, I am having a fucking crazy panic attack. I'm going to hide in the opera in my dressing room that doesn't have a lock on the door.
Okay. A couple things. One, she has her dreams again that night in her
Oh, yes, she does.
dressing room.
And we get pretty specific this time.
Well, now we realize the woman. So there's the woman in blue who's in distress and screaming and
Yes.
probably being killed. And then
Killed.
there's the blonde woman watching who is kind of smiling at the
Yeah.
whole thing.
King
we
Lear
realize,
over here.
oh, this lady
Leary.
likes to watch murder
I
happen.
know. And there's another little child, which I kind of thought was Alma, but it's not. It's young Betty.
It's young Betty. And because, she wakes up going like, is that you, mommy?
Yeah.
So
I also, oh my God,
Yeah.
that's a trope that I fucking hate when people talk in like full sentences that
Uh-huh.
relay plot in their dreams.
Yep.
Do you know what because I talk in my sleep. I
Sure.
make sound. I make sounds. I hum a lot.
Uh-huh.
I've been told this by friends and lovers alike.
Uh-huh.
I have a tendency to make a lot of noise. Sometimes I'll just say a single word like mayonnaise.
Yes.
That's apparently part of my MO.
Uh-huh.
But it's never anything like Nothing useful that I can take to the psychiatrist and be like, I said 3 sentences that will unlock why I
Right.
am this way, you know?
Right. We need to talk. You and I, Cecil
Okay.
Baldwin. Are you sitting down?
I am
Are you
sitting down.
sitting down?
Yes.
I want to know your thoughts on Marco's plan for catching this killer.
Okay. Listen, proof is in the pudding.
True.
It works.
It does work.
It is unnecessary
I,
to keep his leading lady in the dark.
yeah,
Because here's the thing. I think it's like he wants, again, he's a manipulative director. He wants to get the reaction of her that nothing is wrong. Don't let the killer know there's a plan. So the killer's obviously going to be in the house tonight.
Yeah.
So Marco has a plan to catch the killer. I think we kind of know where this is going. The Ravens, no.
Uh-huh.
Cool. You know what's not cool? Putting a giant cage on a crane, sending it through one of the sets that somebody's going to have to rebuild. Actually, no.
Not telling the actors who do
not
not know
telling
this
the
is about
two
to happen.
actors that you staged directly in front of said crumbling set. Like you couldn't put it on a lift
But it
and just
worked.
and just like raise it up from
But
the
it
ground.
worked. Why are you
It did.
complaining? It worked.
It did work. But it's like
Also,
again,
inside that cage is the bird wrangler
oh my
guy.
God, that was like the best.
He's like,
But
"Be free."
why did you need the bird wrangler in there? Just kicking birds out the fucking cage.
Unbelievable. I love where it gets to, but just the way it's done is so extra.
It's very like shush 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 little girl. I have a plan. You don't need to know what it is. You're the bait. That's all you need to know. Good luck. Sing sing sing.
Well, one bird starts soaring above the crowd.
Oh my God, Jeffrey.
This shot is so good.
It's
Just
delicious.
no notes. No notes.
None. Because I love watching extras react to this camera. Because let's just say some of them are better than others. Some of them know that they're on camera and some of them don't. And some of them are very aware and are like, oh, I'm going to be able to spot myself in this movie. Some of them just kind of are like, but it goes on for a minute. Bird cam. We've had diva cam, we've had killer cam, now we got bird cam.
Uh-huh.
I love it. What more do you want from a film?
No, and all the birds come out and then they dive bomb one man in the audience.
Oh shit. Oh, do you want a fun fact?
Yeah, what?
So they used this cracked me up when I read this. So they used 160 ravens
Mm-hmm.
to shoot this. But ravens, they're a little unpredictable. They're kind of smart, a little unpredictable. They couldn't get them all back. So 80 birds just escaped and lived inside. They're living in this opera house.
Amazing.
Nobody knew, and nobody stopped to care. They're just like, oh, that sucks. So half of the birds that they used are to this day Phantom of the Opera-ing inside whatever opera house this is that they used.
I fucking
and
love
they
that.
never got them back.
I fucking love that. Well, they're great, and they dive bomb a person in the crowd. They
pick out his eyeball.
They pick out his eyeball, but then it takes a moment, but then we see him in full, and it is goddamn Inspector Allen.
It's Inspector. Oh no, the handsomest man.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
he just opens fire on this whole audience.
Crazy. Just pow, 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 pow. He's trying to shoot at the birds, but he's like, I don't care if there's a small girl behind him, behind that bird.
He fucking wastes one of the naked supers. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, we see
Oh
one of the
yeah.
women in the sheets in the background just get dropped by a bullet.
Which honestly kind of improves the set design
Oh
significantly.
man. Okay, so Betty, you just saw the
Yeah.
killer
And
get
like I love
attacked,
Marco,
but
like Marco
not
literally
killed.
goes, "Yes."
Yes.
Like,
But
yeah.
her whole thing is she
Mentos.
just runs into her unlocked dressing room and is like,
I
"Oh
know.
man, thank
Thank
God
what a
that's over."
what
I'm
a
like, "No, that man is still on the loose with a gun."
you mean the person who said he's a police officer who we don't he may not even be a police. No, he is. Other people refer to him as inspector.
Yeah,
So
we know that but also everyone saw this man. He's
yeah.
very identifiable as the man missing an eyeball.
Yeah.
And
Also, um does like nobody knows why Mark like literally you and Marco are the only people that understand what the fuck is going
yeah,
on here.
yeah,
Like you need to find another police officer and be like, okay,
yeah. You leave with the crowd.
yeah,
You get out into the street where everyone is running
hmm
and you find the cops and you tell them what is going on.
yeah, it's one of your boys
It's one of
has
your
been
boys.
stalking and killing my
He just
friends.
opened fire. You were there, lady? You were there,
Yeah,
crazy extra with the funny face? You were
yeah,
there?
yeah.
Uh, but no,
But
she's
no, no,
like, let's
no.
go to a secluded corner of the place that is unlocked, and it's her and
Faint
Marco.
on a fainting couch.
Oh my God.
And of course, he comes through. Well, it's like,
Well,
so, well, Marco comes, he's like, it worked. Mentos, fresh Mentos, the fresh maker.
yeah, it was Mentos Fresh Maker.
Oh, score.
Well, he gets fucking decked, and then
Yeah.
Alan grabs Betty, takes her up to the rafters, takes her into this like locked composition room, like library room. It's a bunch of old like scores.
I gotta say, didn't like any of this. This to me is like, this is where like the sheer chauvinism of it,
Uh-huh.
like, I don't like it. Because it's like, you can tell he's really like, this actor is really like handling this other actor. And I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't care. I don't want to see it. I don't like it. Your performance as crazed killer is not so important that we need to see you actually pull her hair. Don't like it. Do
No.
not approve.
No. Well, he takes her up to this room to tie her to a chair, and he also sort of says, he reveals basically, I was your mother's slave.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, I get the sense that it had kind of begun as he was in love with her mother.
Yeah.
Mother kind of played a kind of a sub-dom.
Yeah.
Like
Mother was a sadist.
yes, like very BDSM sort of
Yeah.
dynamic.
But
Very
she wanted to be
dominating
tied
him.
up and watch him.
But he was like her murder pig. And so the
Yeah.
idea was, you need to go get girls,
Yeah.
lure them back here, and I want to
Kill them in
watch
front of
you
me.
kill them in front of
The
me.
but this is my thing. He's like maybe 5 years older than 6 years older.
This man
than
is
her?
maybe 32.
Maybe.
And if
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
10. I'm gonna give you even a decade. So he's doing all this at like, so if she's like 8, so he's like 18.
I guess so.
I guess that works.
Sure.
I guess that works, sort of, kind of. But I was like, wait, what is the?
Yeah.
Because she's like a child.
I mean, it's like
So
it's
you were-
Italy, so who fucking knows, right?
Who fucking knows?
Um,
But it's so great. So this is clearly where, and then Betty walks in on this lover's murder play
mhm.
one day and goes, and
Yeah.
mom seems very nonplussed that her daughter has discovered her sexual proclivities.
Yeah. Well, then Alan does this whole bit where he's like, "Oh, I should just kill you. No, you know what? I should just end my own life."
I'm gonna burn no one will ever find me.
And he's like, "I'm a monster. Don't look at me." And he blindfolds her. I'm like, well, here comes another staging, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I really loved until I laughed so hard that I loved it. But
Oh, to the left.
okay,
Little
well,
bit to
we
the
do
left, a little
this,
bit more.
which I sort of love. He's like, he's already got tubs of gasoline upstairs
Yeah.
in this room. He douses the room in gasoline. He lights a match a couple times, but doesn't quite do it. And then he hands her a gun while she's blindfolded and tied to the chair.
It's like, I want you to shoot me.
Yeah, so
A
he,
little higher.
yeah, a little
Nope,
to the
little
left, a
more.
little,
Nope,
little
little
closer.
less.
Nope, no, overcorrected.
Nope.
And he's like, shoot it, shoot, shoot, I fucking killed your mother or whatever. And she fires the gun. He drops the match. The room catches on fire.
And she's like, oh, fuck. Hey, at least she like shoots her ropes off.
Uh-huh.
Effective. She tries to shoot the door open, but that doesn't work.
Yep.
So then she just sort of pokes at his flaming body, but the key is already on the floor. So that was very convenient for her.
Yes.
But the key doesn't even work and it breaks off in the fucking doorknob anyway.
And it's the fire that draws Marco and everyone else's
Yes.
attention.
They put the fire out.
Yes. And meanwhile, I'm like, that's not a body lying
Well,
there.
Jeffrey.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I'm not a cop.
Nope.
I'm,
Nope.
I'm not a professional. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a cop.
I love this so much.
But do you know how long it would take me to figure out if a charred, yes, granted,
Uh-huh.
but the difference between an actual human body and a straw dummy would take. Do you know how long that would take me to figure out?
How long?
Like 15 seconds, 10 seconds tops. And this is my thing, because if it had been the body of one of the victims,
Sure.
that fucking Agatha Christie right there.
Between this moment right here, with the flames and she's freed,
Yeah.
and the day that they are in the French Alps and the epilogue, how many days is that? Because
It's like 2 weeks.
it's
It's like at least a week.
and there is a news report where the anchor gets on there. He's like, police have examined the body of Alan, what about the opera killer, and determined it was a mannequin and not a human body at all. And I'm like, they've just now determined this?
It took you a week to learn the difference between human flesh and plastic?
That's the loudest I've ever laughed sitting alone in a room.
It took you a week? You didn't realize it when you picked it up? That it was melted? Mammals don't melt. Like, you don't melt a side of beef. You don't melt a pork chop.
No.
You don't get a pork loin melted.
No.
Plastic does that. Rubber does that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, if it had been the body of if it had been the body of the boyfriend, if it had been the body of even a woman, I wouldn't.
Or just like you determine, like it's just some other victim that
Just
he
some
had
person.
killed.
But the fact that it's like, I found this mannequin in the opera house and I halfway burnt it, and that will fool everyone.
Again, like
Long enough for me to get away. Sure, long enough to get away, but not a week.
it's just, I love that. I hate it and I love it that Argento he writes all of his index cards. So here are all the beats that have to happen in my mystery. But like, it is first draft, best draft. He just he never ever like improves it or smooths it out.
Me.
Don't question, because we're not doing it. Every scene is its own thing. It's not connected to what's happened prior.
Because you know what
logic.
he's more concerned with? The coolness of a director who's tied a string to a fly and is trying to work. Like, his attention is elsewhere.
Yes. Well, that's what old Marco is doing, is he's doing little screen tests of a fly in front of his handheld camera. And they're just having a great time. Betty and Marco are together, and they're staying in somewhere in the maybe
It's the
Austrian
Italian
Alps. Yeah, Italian Alps.
The
They've got
Dolomites or whatever.
They've got a lovely German maid
Yeah.
who's helping out, and they're planning like, oh, well, we're gonna do La Traviata in Paris
Okay.
next.
Cute.
Cute. Meanwhile, they're like, thank God, everything's all done, and then comically, like they hear the maid kind of like scream and
Drop.
drop a bunch of stuff, and they're like, ha 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 ha.
Oh,
Remember
I
when that
knew
would have
she'd
been
drop
scary?
that.
I'm
Yeah.
like, that sounds triggering,
I
actually.
know. That sounds like, uh-oh.
Well, she
She's gonna
she
go
goes
touch
outside
grass.
to do Sound of Music.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, she notices a couple things, like there's a bunch of German shepherds running around,
Yeah.
and there's
There's
also
a
a helicopter, like Swiss
like
cops or whatever's happening here. And so that's sort of interesting. Meanwhile, Marco hears the police report that it's kind of tough to tell the difference between a body and a mannequin, but the police managed to figure it out.
they got manhunted. They got red dragoned.
He's on the loose. He is on the loose. And he yells out the window, "Run! Run! The killer is here!" Because he finds the dead body of the German maid.
Yeah. And then here comes Marco. Or here comes what's his
Alan?
name? Yeah,
Yeah,
Alan.
Alan.
The most Italian of names.
Uh huh.
And he's wearing black and he's got like a little cool little stitch across his eye.
Yep.
And then we just have like a chase through the Alps.
Yeah. And he manages to run her down.
Marco tries to like sidestep and they
Yeah,
get into
Marco
a
jumps
tussle. They're
in.
they're like two men fighting it out, but he gets stabbed in the gut.
Marco gets stabbed repeatedly in the gut, and
Yep.
he is dead.
But Betty's like, okay, I'm gonna try again. It's like this actually happened. Like apparently, um, the screenwriter really loved the book Red Dragon and then thought the movie Manhunter didn't do it justice. And so like literally was like, oh, we're gonna do the Manhunter. We're gonna do the Red Dragon ending
Oh, okay.
with the body fake out and the
Uh-huh.
thing and just
Yeah.
like, the kind of like, oh, I know psychologically something is wrong with this killer. If I play into the psychology,
Uh-huh.
it might judo flip me away out of this situation that just running away won't cut.
Ron Howard voiceover. He did not improve upon Manhunter.
He did not.
So,
But it works.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what? I actually love death. I'm a goth girl now.
I'm just like my mother. Don't you like that?
And he's like,
Come, we must get away before someone finds the body.
we shall run away together. Okay.
But then in the process, she stones him in the back of the head.
Yep.
And as he tries to turn around and attack her, just a bunch of cops.
Like
Just a
seriously,
whole search.
20 cops with fucking Uzis.
Yes.
I love an Uzi
Sure.
in an 80s movie.
Yeah.
We don't see them as much anymore.
No.
They were kind of like Uzis and quicksand. Don't see much of them.
Yeah,
Don't see
not
much.
a lot of Uzis or quicksand. Turns out quicksand isn't real and Uzis are very inaccurate. So
Yeah,
I guess that's
yeah.
the thing. Well, the authorities swarm him. As they're carrying him away, it was such a weird moment where he just starts screaming, "I didn't commit any crimes. I just wanted to free their souls." And that just seemed out of character.
Yeah.
Because that seems like a religious zealot killer.
Yeah. Not a sexy Marquis de Sade,
Yeah.
100 Solo, 120 Days of Sodom kind of
Yeah.
thing.
It was a weird beat. I mean, I guess it's just blanket. They're both from the pool of crazy killer tropes,
Sure.
but whatever. Well, the cops are like, "What did you say to him?" "Nothing, just some nonsense to make him go away." She's like, love your dogs. I saw them. That's how I knew you were here. Look at these flowers. Oh, there's a lizard trapped. I love you, lizard. Go free.
I am one
Flowers.
with the flowers. I am one with the trees. I'm one with the wind.
I'm like, girl, your boyfriend he's dead.
Dead. And you're literally just like face full of grass right now. The
There, my
end?
beauty. Go free. When she frees that lizard, I'm like, that lizard was kind of barely trapped.
Yeah,
It looked like it could get out. It just was holding a stick. I
I
was
know.
confused that it was trapped at all until I saw the Wikipedia synopsis afterwards, being like,
She's
oh, it
like,
was
be
trapped.
free.
She goes, there, my beauty, go free. I'm like, it is free, lady. It's a lizard.
It's yeah.
It
Also, I
is
don't think
already
lizards are
free.
like lizards in the Alps. Seems unusual to me.
Maybe. Yeah.
Don't know.
However, that is the end. Shall we rate this movie?
Yes, let's.
All right, how approachable is opera if you're horror movie averse? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being not at all approachable, 10 being a very approachable film, I might give opera only 4 out of 10 Vengeful Ravens. Like, I think it's pretty. It's stylish. I think it's like the scariest of his movies I've seen, and I think it's the grittiest. It's pretty silly. I almost said the silliest, but that's not true. It does have the mannequin beat, which is chef's kiss. But I don't know. I think for a giallo, this is actually pretty gruesome. Because a lot of them, while they are knife killers and there's a lot of blood, I don't know. I thought the butcher stabbing was pretty intense
Yeah.
of Stefano. I think while they don't show the spatchcocking, it is implied that that's what's
Mm-hmm.
being done, and
Mm-hmm.
that's really brutal. And the sounds in this are awful. So yeah, I would say not as approachable as other Argento fare, but
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
4 out of
Good.
10. Yeah, the excessive blood and violence. It's got some solid jump scares. There is, he's always touching her inappropriately, so there's a sexual assault component to this, and animal harm of like people throwing shit at ravens and like spooking these poor
I
birds.
know, like manhandling these birds.
Yeah. All right, so that's to speak nothing of approachability, Cecil. How do you rate this as a horror film?
As a horror film, I mean, it's a fun one.
Yeah.
It does kind of sag a little, like a lot of giallos do in the third act, but then it kind of picks right back up in the fourth and the final.
Hmm.
Um, I like it because it is grand and big and it feels like a labor of love. You know, it's like you can really feel Argento's like, I'm gonna make the biggest Argento I can do
Yeah.
with this one.
Yeah.
And it's gothic. It's got fucking ravens and opera. It's so Italian. And I don't know, I think it's a lot of fun. So for that reason, I would say 7 out of 10 gold bracelets with no explanation.
Perfect. All right, let's figure out what movie we will watch next. You've got a scare die, I've got a style die. Let's roll those up and see what movie we get that matches those two things. On your scare die, Cecil, if you roll a 1, our next movie scares technology. 2, vampire. 3, demonic. 4, a wild card. 5, a werewolf. Or 6, something cursed.
That's a 5.
Oh, we're going to get that werewolf we've always wanted. Okay, great. So, you rolled werewolf. I'm going to roll a style die. If I roll a 1, it's got to be based on a true story. 2, it's got to have a 5+ word title. 3, it's got to be in black and white. 4, TV show. We got to watch the first 3 episodes. 5, prestige horror. Or 6, a horror comedy. Let's see what we got here. That is a 3. Black and white, which we just put on there.
Oh.
We got a black and white werewolf. I was kind of hoping for 3 episodes because I wanted to do
I
what we do in the
know.
shadows. I know the werewolves are only in the first episode, but I love them. All right, black and white. Wrote down 3 that just seemed pretty obvious and came to mind right away. We've got the classic The Wolfman.
The Wolfman.
We've got the classic Werewolf of London.
I don't know this one. I mean, I'm assuming it's
I just
very
just
similar,
know it's a
except
classic.
British.
Yeah,
Is it an actual British film or is this a Hollywood film?
that's a great question. I just know it comes up all the time
Okay,
on
okay.
searches for like classic horror movies. And then also I put on here, this is a modern, like 2016, 2017
Ooh.
Estonian film called November, which I do believe from looking at stills of, I haven't seen it. It does appear to be black and white.
Yes, I think
and it
so.
has got some werewolf action, a lot of witches, a lot of werewolves, a lot of spooky folk horror sort of
Yeah,
shit.
very, very folk horror. Sounds kind of cool.
So those are the ones we put on here, but let's go to our letterbox. We're at Random Horror 9 on Letterboxd. We keep lists of all possible die rolls every single week, and you can go look at those lists and leave comments for other movies we should consider. So what did people have to say about black and white werewolf movies?
Maddie Parka recommends Marvel's Werewolf by Night from 2022,
Oh yeah.
which is, kind of Marvel. I don't know the history of this in the comic book world, but it's, a bunch of people hunting a werewolf,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they're all vaguely superpowery or
Yeah.
something. Um, I think I watched it when it came out, and I was like, oh, fun, Marvel. But yes, it was shot. There's a black and white version and a color version to sort of kind of harken back to the days of Universal.
Uh
Half Price Horror recommends a film called The Mad Monster from 1942.
okay.
A scientist attempts to prove to the intrusive voices in his head that he's not insane by turning his gardener into a werewolf in a scheme that's perhaps counterproductive, but tremendously fun.
Okay, that does sound really fun.
You're like, you shut up. I'm going to turn my friend into a werewolf. Thomas L.R. recommends I Was a Teenage Werewolf,
Oh, sure.
1957. I feel like this is, like, I don't know if this is horror, but I feel like this movie is like so influential to like Teen Wolf and like
Yes.
kind of the sort of the WB Teen Wolf movement. A troubled
Yeah.
teen is sent to the therapist to curb his aggressive behaviors, but the therapist has a different plan, turning the boy into a real life monster. It's silly, and they feel like both this and the following film, I Was a Teenage Frankenstein, have interesting takes on the way adults treat teenagers. It is not streaming, as far as they could tell, but it
Okay.
is just loose in the wild on YouTube.
Okay.
I have a feeling this might be one that's like, yeah, it's not truly a horror movie, but it might tell us more about the 1950s than any.
Oh
It's like
yeah.
it's more about the zeitgeist of the era in which it was made than anything else.
Yeah.
Fifth Hammer recommends Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, 1943.
Good news. Episode 108 of this show, we
Yeah.
covered Frankenstein meets the Wolfman.
Did we watch that?
We did it with we did it with special guest Angela Pierce.
Oh, that's right.
This was a fun movie until it wasn't. It
Yeah.
really I remember it tails off hard kind of at the end of the movie.
Yes.
But yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love a crossover, though.
Yes, love a crossover.
And finally, Kate recommends The Return of the Vampire, 1943, starring Bela Lugosi as a vampire
Oh.
and a werewolf. A vampire stalked during World War I is unearthed after a bombing raid and sets out for revenge. Andreas, the Wolfman, is one of the more interesting takes on the Renfield character in the era, of their opinion, and it's available on the Internet Archive and streaming on Tubi.
Yep. Okay.
This
Well,
is a toughie, Jeffrey. Like, I think we have a chance to watch a real horror homework here.
in the
In
Wolfman.
Wolfman, Werewolf of London, I Was a Teenage Werewolf, or we watch a modern black and white
Yeah.
in November, Werewolf by Night.
Yes. Um this is such a good question. I'm gonna make sure November is even available. I mean, I think the correct thing to do is the horror homework,
Yeah.
but I have been really wanting to watch November.
Okay. So then it's, do we go with The Wolfman, which from Hollywood's point of view is like, classic universal monster flick,
Right.
or Werewolf of London, which is literally the first feature-length werewolf movie ever produced,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Uh-huh.
I think kind of precedes it.
Yeah.
Was it 1935 versus 1941? So do we go with like the first, or do we go with the one that's like probably, and it's Claude Rains,
The
it's
most
Lon Chaney
famous.
Jr.,
Yeah.
Bela Lugosi. I don't know. I think The Wolf Man.
I think The Wolfman. Also, there was another movie called an American film called The Wolfman in 1924.
Oh, okay. So
I
maybe
don't know
not.
if it's a silent film, but
Oh, okay.
I think The Wolfman because it is this is our, you know, this is our Lon Chaney
Yeah,
vehicle,
like
right?
okay, so we've seen the OG Dracula.
Hmm.
We've not gotten to the Mummy. We've not gotten to Frankenstein, but we're gonna hit the Wolfman. I think this
Yeah,
is
I think we owe it to ourselves to hit some of the Universal monster
it's black and
movies.
white. It's a werewolf. It is like what it says on the tin.
Yeah, I think I
And
think that's
we know the sets are going to be awesome and it's going to be moody and the special effects for 1941
yeah,
are going to slap.
yeah. I think it's gonna be great. Well, there we go. That was pretty straightforward. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Cecil, for talking with me. And if you have thoughts on opera or ideas for other movies that would have been good black and white meets werewolf horror flicks, let us know at Random Horror 9. We're on Blue Sky, Instagram, and on Patreon. And those public discussion threads on Patreon are for every episode, and you don't have to be a paying member to participate. So watch The Wolfman 1941 with us this week, and come on back next Tuesday for a new episode. Have a restful night with no one cutting up your disgusting looking dress or nothing. Boo.